my name is Kimmen. Welcome to Art Camp at Home, and today we're going to do an acrylic pour. So in your kits you're going to receive 4 cups, a canvas, and everything you're going to need to do a small canvas with an acrylic pour. So I'm going to go ahead and explain to you what I'm putting in the cups and what you're going to receive. So first off, you're going to receive paint. So I'm going to put some paint. You're going to get either a white base or a black base. And then you're going to receive 3 colors. So for this purpose, these are the colors that I've chosen. And everything will be in the cup and ready to be mixed and then poured. One more. Okay, come on. So those are the colors that I've chosen. This is the next ingredient that goes into the cups. This is called Floetrol. It's a paint additive. You can buy it in most all home improvement stores. It's to extend latex paint when it's being sprayed out of a sprayer, but for this purpose it causes some really cool effects on the paint. So this is going to go in there. We recommend that everybody wear gloves. There are some additives in here that it's a non-toxic, but it's still because there's additives and different types of ingredients that you probably shouldn't get on your skin. We suggest that you wear gloves. So I'm mixing 50% paint to 50% Floetrol, so it really doesn't take a whole lot. I'm going to put a little bit of that in each cup, each one of these cups. And then the next thing I'm going to add is something called dimethicone. It's another additive that causes some really neat things to happen with the paint. Dimethicone is found in hair oils, so you could buy hair oil, coconut oil for hair at Meijer or anywhere else that sells that. It's the same stuff. Look for the ingredient dimethicone. We're only going to put a drop in each one of these. That's really all that it takes. And that'll all be mixed in. The cup that you receive will have all of that in there just ready to mix. So then you mix it up. Just so you know, it doesn't really affect the color of the paint at all. The Floetrol is white, but the color comes right through. That one's mixed. Red or pink. You can see that it really didn't change the color of the paint much at all. We're pouring this in a pizza box, so that should keep from spills happening on the table. I'm hoping that everybody probably has pizza boxes. I think that's been a staple dinner in a lot of houses over this time. So it's a handy thing to have for this project, especially because it can get a little messy. Once all your colors are mixed, what you're going to do is take all those colors and put them into another cup, which then we call a dirty pour. And the reason why is because it's all in one cup and kind of dirty. So I always start with my white first. So your base color, either your white or your black, goes into the cup first. And then you can layer your colors in as whatever way you want. You can pour them all in. You can do little at a time. I like to do a little bit at a time and layer the colors in. You can pour it in from high. You can pour it in from just real close, but use all the paint that we've provided for you. Pour all of this one in. And I'll go back and put the rest of the colors that I have left over. I'll put a little white in first. Once all the colors are back in there, I'm going to flip this cup over onto the canvas and see what we get. And it doesn't matter if you do 1 or 10, if you use the same colors, you're going to get a different result every single time. There's no way to really control what you end up with, but it always turns out really cool. Okay, so that's all the paint. Now you have a choice at this point. You could maybe put a stir through the cup if you'd like to, but I never really do. I just go ahead and do it the way it is. So you're gonna take your canvas, you're gonna hold the cup, flip it over on the canvas and let it sit for a second. I've got it sitting on a couple of cups because it will be hard to get off the surface if it was flat. So you would be digging along the side of it. So I put it on cups just so that, number one, it's easier to pick up and to tilt around, and number two, it gives some air from underneath to let it dry. This is going to take about 24 to 48 hours to dry completely, so you don't want to touch anything until when you look at it from the side you can't see any real shiny areas where the paint is still wet. So once you let it sit for a minute or so, you lift it off and let the paint just do what it's going to do. And as you can see, you get some really cool effects. Just let it sit for a second, and then you can start to tip it towards the corners, being real careful. If there's some spots that you like, you might want to be a little bit more careful about not getting rid of those. This is really neat, that spot there. But I'm going to pour some of it off, and some of it's got to go, so you get the entire canvas covered. So tipping it from side to side. A little bit of a 4th of July theme going here. Some of the red is gonna lose a little bit of that pink. Just make sure your sides are covered. Tipping it back this way. Get those sides all covered. Making sure all the canvas is covered. And that's it. So once you're happy with the way it looks, you can just set that back on the cups and let it set up. There you go. And that's really it. So that is acrylic flow. It's a quick process once you get everything mixed up, and we're going to be giving you the cups with everything ready to go. So it's just going to be a matter of popping the lids off. They're going to come taped. Pop the lid off, give everything a really good stir, put everything into the 3rd cup, or the 4th cup actually, or your 5th cup, and then layer it up and go ahead and pour it. And that's it. That concludes this video. Thanks very much.